What a lot of people may not know is that the North Carolina state legislature has essentially been bought by a handful of right-wing billionaires. And they just got all the politicians that they personally wanted elected by funding their campaigns, to the max. And they're doing this extreme experiment in North Carolina where Tea Partiers are just running rampant and passing all the laws that they want, and it's opposition-free. So what they've done so far, the list of what they've done is incredible. They've raised taxes on the bottom 80%. They've repealed a tax credit for 900,000 working families. They've enforced voter suppression efforts. They've blocked Medicaid coverage. They cut pre-kindergarten funding. They cut federal unemployment benefits, and they gave themselves the authority to intervene in abortion lawsuits. And the list goes on and on. It's just a far-right conservative Republican paradise in North Carolina. Well, now the people of North Carolina are fed up with it. In fact, they've been fed up with it for a long time now, and they've been doing this thing called the Moral Monday protest to try and get their government back to being even somewhat sane. And what was the scene like this past Monday? Take a look. Okay, everybody listening on the radio, I'll explain to you what's going on there. There are between, get this is unbelievable, 80,000 and 100,000 people that showed up. Between 80,000 and 100,000 people showed up to the Moral Monday protest this past Monday. That is such a tribute to democracy. Such a tribute to what you're supposed to do as an upstanding citizen when you see that your government has been hijacked by crazy people. Now, here's the part that is beyond frustrating. Name one other place you've heard this covered in the news. Crickets. I haven't seen anything on CNN. Maybe MSNBC. Maybe they had like a 1 or 2 minute segment, or they had it on the bottom scroll going past in like 3 to 8 seconds, just like boom, protest, blah. That's it. I have, if it does exist, and I'm a news junkie, obviously I have to be for the show, and I love it too, but I haven't seen it anywhere. Obviously not on Fox. That's cute. Not on CNN, not on MSNBC, not on ABC, not on CBS, not on NBC, none of them. None. Local news places, maybe there in North Carolina, but okay, what's that going to do? That's not going to give you nationwide coverage, which it deserves. Now, contrast this to the reaction when there were small Tea Party protests. There were Tea Party protests that had about 1,000 people that got wall-to-wall coverage on Fox. Right? People say, oh, they're standing up for the Constitution. These guys believe in the Founding Fathers. These guys are right about everything they want. To eliminate the deficit and lower taxes, and they are standing up for responsibility, and Washington is not responsible. So Tea Party's fantastic. Republicans are great. Rock and roll. We're going to cover this for the next 3 days straight. So when it comes to a conservative protest, which, is, by the way, is largely AstroTurf because it's funded by billionaires and they hire jackasses who know nothing about politics to hold signs. How do I know this? They've done interviews where they talk to people and they go, I got paid to be here. So a lot of this is fake, right? But that gets coverage. Right-wing protests get coverage because that's pro-establishment and that helps big business, that helps the CEOs and Wall Street and the rich, right? But when it comes to left-wing protests or just sane protests, Occupy Wall Street, what happened with them? Well, they were covered, but they were mocked endlessly. Oh, fucking in the streets, disgusting, grotesque. What's wrong with these people? Get a job, shower, you're all so stupid, you're all so dumb. People would go and do interviews, and all the smart people who said something, they would cut it out. And they would just play the couple of, high assholes who were there, like, bro, I'm just here to, be free from the system or whatever. And it's like, and they tried to stereotype the movement as all being these dumb hippies. But that's not the case. There were a lot of union people down there, a lot of full-time workers down there who said, look, man, I'm getting fucked now. I lost $5,000 on average. The average middle-class family did from the year 2000 until today. We're getting hammered. The recession killed us. The recovery's not going to us. It's going to the rich. We need to regulate these banks. We need universal health care. Obviously, all these things, we need universal education, over $1 trillion in student loan debt. There's no jobs. But they get treated like crazy people. So the left either gets treated like crazy people, or they get totally ignored when this is a serious, serious thing, people fighting to take their country back. But when it's the people on the right, oh, you worship them. You all hail at the altar of the Sean Hannity Kool-Aid drinkers. It's really pathetic, and it's really weak of the media, and they should pick this up. But I'll tell you what, my support goes out there 100% to everybody protesting for Moral Mondays. Stay strong, keep doing it. Nobody ever said change is easy. Nobody ever said, talk to anybody who was part of the civil rights movement. They would have, the day before the Civil Rights Act was signed, they would have told you it's not going to be signed. They would say, it's been like this too long with us getting fucked over. We're so used to it. It's not going to happen. Until one day it happens.